The man puts rotten apples in the fridge. Then he took out the eggs of highly fertile cockroaches and smeared them all over the cracks of the cupboard. After that, he slept happily with his female tenant in his arms. In order not to be discovered by the female tenant, he set the alarm for 5 o'clock and woke up on time. He brushed his teeth with the tenant's toothbrush and put it back precisely. Then he added something to her skincare products that made her itchy. He even took the tenant's watch with him when he left. The reason why the man is so calm, because he's the caretaker of the flat and has all the spare keys. The lady wakes up feeling tired but thinks it's because she didn't get enough rest. She picked up the caretaker's toothbrush and brushed her teeth. Then she applies a processed skincare product. As she was getting ready to leave the house, suddenly a dozen harassing text messages were received on her mobile phone. These were from the caretaker. He's already familiar with the woman's homecoming time. That's why he hides under the bed in advance every day. When the mirror reflects the woman sleeping, he'll take out a bottle of mysterious potion and crawl out cautiously. He used a towel soaked with the potion to put the woman into a deep sleep. Then he took off his mask with confidence. That day, he brushed his teeth and left as usual. But the little girl who lived across the street had already noticed his behavior. She demanded $60 a day to keep her mouth shut. Tony had no choice but to comply. But the girl got in trouble with the wrong people. In the following days, Tony hid in advance and lived a happy life. The woman soon felt itchy and had freckles all over her face. She didn't know it was a problem with her skincare products. One day, she asked the caretaker to help her fix the drain when she left the house. The man was so excited that he agreed to do it. He quickly cleared the clogged drain. Then he took out the woman's watch and put it in the water to destroy it. Finally, he left a note saying he found it in the sewer. By nightfall, he arrived early at the woman's house and skillfully hid under the bed. The woman often talked to her boyfriend on the phone. This also allowed Tony to get information about the female tenant's life. Soon another week passed. The woman's condition deteriorated and she began to walk shakily. She suffered from headaches from time to time. But what was even more frightening, the cockroach eggs had completely hatched. The woman saw the cockroaches and quickly ran out of the bathroom. She was looking for her mobile phone to ask for help, but the desktop was also covered with cockroaches. The woman panicked and went downstairs to seek help from the caretaker. Tony was so happy to see this. The woman asked him to go into her room to get a dress. He pretended not to hear her. In the living room, she saw the cockroaches and kept calling out. Inside, Tony was thrilled to hear it. He slowly took out the dress and shoes and gave them to the tenant. At first Tony said, "I think you bought some rotten fruit and that's why there are so many cockroaches in the house." The woman said she was going to her mom's house for a few days and needed Tony's help to clean all the rooms. But at that moment, a little girl from the neighborhood came out and found out what was going on in the woman's house. She approached Tony the next day and demanded that the $60 per day be increased to $100 per day. "If you dare not agree, you will call the police to deal with it." Tony had no choice but to agree again. Immediately after, Tony began to deworming action. He threw away all the skincare products in the house, all the designer bags and clothes in a bag. He put on a sprayer and disinfected every corner of the house. And when it was over, he was on duty as usual. But the police came to the door looking